But let me tell you how to wrap up this day, because what I heard during all this long afternoon is a lot of things about a shift, and this is what we understand from, this very rich history and the fact that we have new contacts, new dialogue, new tone, new way of communication, and new tides across Europe that we didn't have in the past. So thanks to the benefit of what was done and achieved over these, 3 times 10 years that was incarnated by Bengt, Francesco, and Anne, we feel stronger to be able to face our future challenges. We have the privilege to be surrounded here by 8 former presidents. So I thank each of them, and we are going to have a wonderful time after to celebrate their presence as well. But in terms of what is the feeling in what I heard and what we heard so far is that it's 30 years is a great age, but the way it was phrased by each of you was very close to a late teenager crisis. We were talking about identity. We say, we need to show some identity, which is exactly what a teenager crisis is all about. We talked about the fact that it's time to speak up and to express ourselves and to decide for our future, which is also probably what you decide or you start to decide if you are a teenager. And without quoting Pierre, who just left, Laporte, about the fact that the French teenager, when they are really bad, they go to law school. It's all about a teenager question. So what we just can do at the end of this session is to make our SWOT. This is this American acronym, barbarism, which stands for strength, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. Yeah? And the way we have designed this day is a real SWOT manner day, because we have identified our strengths, our weaknesses. We know exactly what they are. We know also that if we want to be heard, including by an angle of the EU Commission that we never tried before, which is the DG that is incarnated by Mr. Bassi, the door opens. The time of door being slammed is probably over. Why? Because the positioning of the company lawyers is different from what it was before as well. And that's thanks also to the evolution of the need and the nature of the law and the role of the company lawyers, and everything that we do here is made to improve gradually the role that is going to be our role into companies. So we have learned a lot. We have a lot of takeaways. The road is not over. For instance, tomorrow evening we are going to be able to sign an unprecedented partnership agreement with another NGO named IFA, which is the International Fiscal Association, which is gathering 12,000 tax lawyers, half of them being in-house, across the world in 103 countries. There are 63 different divisions of the IFA, and the president is from India. His name is Porus Kaka, and he's going to be specifically flying from the US on his way back to Mumbai tomorrow to sign the protocol. That's one step further to increase the influence and to increase also the oxygen that we were talking about, especially when we discussed about the advisory board. I would like to do the same with our privacy officer colleagues. Half of the privacy officers are company lawyers, so we have a lot to share. And there is the IAPP organization, which is the one which inspired me, the title Company Lawyers Independent by Design, which has been borrowed by the data protection world, which talks about the privacy by design concept. And that could be probably with his head, Trevor Hughes, this association based in north of Connecticut. IAPP gathering 12,000, again, 12 or 14,000 practitioners, including a European office, and we have much to share with them as well. And I'm, of course, very open to any ideas to try to have sister organization partnership with other NGO on a pro bono basis. What we are doing here is to try to build a friendly feel in Europe. So in a way, we are participating in the building of Europe, in what we do right now. It's not always easy. It's a long way. 30 years is quite small compared to the road that has been made with EU creation, and we have been through a litigation mode, and in a way, the birth of Ecla was made out of conflict, by the way, which is always difficult for a young baby to be born on a conflictual mode or on a conflictual context. After 30 years, it's probably time to go out from this conflictual dispute origin, which is the kind of creationist origin of Ecla after the AXO dispute, to try to work more on influence and work more on being able to do what a lawyer is supposed to be good at, which is convincing, to be eloquent, as opposed to be trying to win some legal fights only. So the company lawyer journey is by itself a great adventure. And after this day, I think we can better grasp whom we are, what we are here for, what do we bring to business, justice, compliance, ethics, and in a way, to democracy as well. So we are at the crossroad, which makes me think of this Japanese proverb, for those who like chess, which says that if you must play anything, you must decide on three things before you start. One, understand, and this is what we are trying to do with the advisory board, in a way as well. What are the rules of the game? What are the stakes? And when is the quitting time? This is the Japanese thing, to which I could add, but that's the fact that we must do our own thinking to be the chess player as opposed to be the chess play, which is one of the reasons of my question to Mr. Bassi, which is, in terms of transparency, what could be the role of lawyers or company lawyers? And if we influence the process right now, we may avoid to be used by the policymaker to be the whistleblower or the denunciator of the company. Because when you hear transparency and the role of company lawyers, if we don't move our finger, maybe we may be instrumentalized as it was the case at some point with the money laundering directive, where the lawyers were asked to basically denunciate their clients. And this is exactly what we want to avoid before, which is why I mentioned this quotation. Mark Twain says that there are written laws, they perish, but there are also unwritten laws, and they are eternal. And the unwritten law of Ecla could probably be the fact that we are incarnating the voice of the profession in Europe, and we all in this room have the means to make sure that this voice can be heard. So after 30 years, I was starting my first speech about dreaming, and joy, and after we concluded that it should be added with ethics. But after 30 years, we can collectively dream of more of a leadership approach, of a better clarification of our role, as said by Marina and others, as lobbyist, advisor, CSR, guru, legal brand equity facilitator, trusted advisor, I heard also in the course of the day. So it's time to go from the mere legal role to the general counsel role, from the legal role to the general counsel role. and it's time to get involved as a duet with the top management as well. 30 years, it is the perfect timing to change gears. So my message today to Ecla and to our outside lawyer friends is to say, let's move out of our past comfort zone. Let's try the ancillary things, the extra miles. Try new signals, new voices. Let's not restrict our lives. Let's not live encapsulated in a cocoon just with people like us who like to speak the same language as us, or sing the same song, or worship the same way, but constantly explore and open up as we did today together as a true Ecla company lawyer family. Thank you. So now I invite you to follow me in the mirror room of the Palais d'Egmont so that we can celebrate and start the award ceremony.